This episode is brought to you by Experian. Are you paying for subscriptions you don't use but can't find the time or energy to cancel them? Experian could cancel unwanted subscriptions for you, saving you an average of $270 per year and plenty of time. Download the Experian app. Results will vary. Not all subscriptions are eligible. Savings are not guaranteed. Paid membership with connected payment account required.
At BlueNile.com, you can find endless ways to make your moments sparkle. From classic and timeless jewelry gifts to creating the custom engagement ring of her dreams, all at prices you won't find at a traditional jeweler. And right now, you can save up to 40% on fine jewelry and 25% on engagement ring settings during the Blue Nile Anniversary Sale, going on now. Go to BlueNile.com to shop the Blue Nile Anniversary Sale and save up to 40%. That's BlueNile.com.
Every day when you log into ChumbaCasino.com, the ultimate online social casino, you get a free daily bonus. Imagine if you got daily bonuses in other parts of your life.
I chose French fries over loaded French fries.
I asked Stuart from accounting about his weekend, even though I don't care.
I updated my operating system without having to call tech support.
Collect your free daily bonus at ChumbaCasino.com now. And live the Chumba life. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer, whiskey, wine or gin. Anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with another shade of blue. 3 points, Thad Bell. I don't know what happened to Kansas City Soccer this weekend. They reversed the magic. But 3 points for Sporting Kansas City, 3-0 shutout over Orlando City. The Current just wrapped up. We're recording here on Sunday. The Current just got walloped, Thad, by the Spirit, by Trinity Rodman and the Spirit.
Yeah, 4-1, man. That was not good.
You just made it here in time. I appreciate you hustling around Kansas City, all over the metro, to get out here to Corporate Woods.
Yeah, I was speeding. I will admit that. Hopefully that can't retroactively give me tickets, but I got here and
no, you could be lying. They can't give you a ticket for that unless they review footage from traffic lights.
Is
that legal anymore? Can you do that?
They're bringing it back. Actually,
really? The cameras at lights, they're bringing that back?
They found like a loophole. They found a legal way that they think they can bring it back.
I'm glad we're getting somewhere on the crime problem in this city. We're really getting into the real stuff.
For the longest time, though, I didn't know that they stopped doing the stoplight thing.
I know, and it was just faking you out.
If I was borderline of running through something that was red, I would hold my hand in front of my face so the camera could not see me, but I could still see. That way, if they took the picture, I could claim, that wasn't me. I don't know who that was. Could be my cousin.
They didn't tell the world that you could no longer do that. They just left the cameras there and hoped nobody knew.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk some soccer. How about that? David, welcome.
Aloha.
Hiding in the corner over there. David's on the computer today, so he should be adding a lot of value to our show.
I'm on the computer every show, and I add value. I mean, I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
When we were closing out the last episode, he was quiet for a long time. He's over there doing something intently on the computer, and I thought he was going to help me. I thought he was going to have a joke or a bit at the end of the show, and he had just checked out. He just stopped helping me.
I think I was playing Sporkle.
No, you were applying for a credential is what you were doing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. For the U.S. national team game.
Not an easy process sometimes.
No, they wanted a headshot. And not on this computer.
That's a deal breaker for you?
No, it's just not on this computer.
You should have a great headshot. Like a very recent one.
A stunning headshot.
It's on pamphlets.
Use this one.
Oh, that's a good. This is
a nice
good.
photo. Yeah,
that's so much better than my credential. Mine looks horrible.
That smile even looks authentic.
It may have been. I don't know. It's tough to say.
All right, Sporting Kansas City, 3 goals last night, boys. I don't know where that came from. All 3 goals were absolutely beautiful. Robert, it was just fun again. It was refreshing at Children's Mercy Park last night.
Yeah, going in, looking at that lineup. I don't know if you called 3 goals from that lineup.
Yeah.
Not me.
No.
I was disappointed. No. I actually bet that we would score 4. You know,
Did you?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes. I
all with the left foot as well?
I also called them all from outside the box.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yes. So I was a little disappointed. Yeah.
That goal from Jake, I've seen Sergio Aguero score that goal. Get the ball in the box, just a touch, another touch, get open, tough angle, doesn't matter. Opposite corner, beautiful.
Well, you know what it looked like? It looked like, God damn, I'm tired of my teammates not shooting the damn ball. When they shoot the damn ball, I'm just going to do it.
It's the Eric Tommy.
There was a little bit of F it, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
The Tommy.
Tommy, speaking of Tommy, ripped it right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Robert and I were talking about that at the beginning. It was just close enough that it was like, all right, that's fine. Stupid shot, was never going to go in, but it was just close. You hit the roof, it's like, all right, go for it, buddy.
I like it.
If it happens, though, man, just that's a highlight for years. So it's worth it.
Yeah, but then they got the ball and instantly went down and almost scored. Right at the beginning of that game, I was like, this is going to be a long night. Seriously, 5 seconds after that shot from Tommy, they had the ball right in front of goal. Then they almost scored in the 6th minute. I don't know how it happened. It seemed right off the bat they were going to put 3 or 4 goals themselves up, and something happened.
Yeah. No, Orlando was the better team for like the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I think Sporting had like 1 minute in there. They were good. And then the like 15, 20 minutes, Orlando was a better team. And then it turned.
I think it was more of Zorhan Basong going, what the hell's going on right now? I'm not used to this.
Playing?
In the midfield, yes.
Oh.
In the midfield.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. Oh, what am I supposed to be doing? Oh.
How do we think Basong did in the midfield?
Okay. I mean, it's not his best spot perhaps, but him and Jake Davis, it was kind of funny. A right back and a left back was the 2 D mids.
Why was Basong in the midfield, Thad?
Because no Namanya, he's hurt, and whoever else would play there is probably being saved for Tuesday.
Like, it was just any depth in the midfield, right? Like the fact that Memo maybe wasn't fully available, is that part of the problem?
Yeah, he was practicing last week, but he's been out for like a month, maybe. I mean, somewhere close to a month. So you don't want to, you're not going to probably have him go 90 in a game, no matter what, right? So.
Yeah, so this wasn't a question of saving people necessarily for Tuesday, was it? It was people are injured. I know Johnny was on the bench, but other than that, I mean, were we really saving people for Tuesday?
I mean, if you're going to start Remy Voltaire, you're going to start Remy Voltaire. So I think that was a little bit of saving at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Polito.
Yeah.
But, well, that's kind of my point. Is Polito the starter anymore?
In Denbei?
Everybody here's starting Agata over Polito at this point, right?
But Polito's getting minutes in the midfield from time to time, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, he's at worst a rotational player who probably ought to start.
Okay, so David, you think Peter was playing for Tuesday and still snuck out a 3-0 shutout win?
That's the most optimistic way I can put it.
Let's just go with that. That feels good, right?
It feels better.
Hey, Polito played pretty well last night when he came on, but I think I figured out his issue for, his struggles. I think his shorts are just too tight.
Oof. Okay. Well,
He has zero explosiveness.
Exactly.
Not that
exactly.
he
It's
was
because he has
ever-
a lack of blood flow.
Not that he was
Low sperm count?
Nope. We're cutting that.
Not that he was ever explosive, but whatever the opposite of that word is now is what he is. He gets the ball, he's jogging, maybe it ramps up a little bit and he gets up to a full speed, but there's nothing there. I see nothing at the moment that gets me excited, Robert.
He still has the noggin, though. I mean, that ball that he played back to Voltaire, that was the right ball, cutting that ball back. So he's still got that going for him.
Yeah, that's fine, but the better pass on that play was Johnny.
I don't know. Ended up in a beautiful goal, so,
He had one really nice shot, though. I mean, I remember, it was...
Right at the keeper.
Yeah. It was on the Calder end. I just remember it was a good, hard shot, though. I mean,
It was. Good contact.
Yeah.
Directly at the keeper.
And he hasn't been taking enough of those, so that's progress.
Yeah.
Maybe figured if Jake can score, he's got to be, embarrassed into it.
How about Daniel Shallowy getting off the mark for the first time since, I think it was May, Thad?
It was good. I thought he actually had a pretty decent game.
Buzzed head.
Yeah.
New hair.
Slicker, faster, smoother.
More aerodynamic for sure.
So, yeah, I mean, after he scored that goal, though, which is, his 100th in every competition, in all competitions,
No,
I believe?
missed that.
100th goal contribution.
Oh,
okay.
is that what it was?
Yeah.
Goal
I believe it's
contribution.
combination
Okay, thank
goals
you.
assists.
Okay.
Right.
But after that, it's like you didn't even know he was on the field, though. Went back to his usual self. It's like, I thought he'd been subbed out. It's like, oh, no, he's still out there.
He had some nice runs, but I mean, can we talk about how great that goal was? Not even necessarily like the finish but like he cleared it from our own, like just outside our own 6-yard box, and then just busted his ass down the field, made the right run, and then finished. And I mean, you guys have run that pitch. It's a long way in the heat. Good for him. I mean, that had to have felt really good.
He aerodynamically busted his ass to get down there.
Yes, it was like in Formula One. He had like the DRS available, and so he was just a little faster than he had been previously.
And how about Johnny's little flick, though, backheel flick to loosen the ball in the corner? That was pretty sweet.
Oh, I just had it on the wrong goal. That was the one I was talking about. Yeah. Beautiful from Johnny. Speaking of running the whole distance of the field, Orlando scored a goal that was eventually called back for offside at one point, and it was on a counterattack. Zoran Basong, and I'm not even sure who the other one. I think it might have been Volader, but we had two guys that were just busting back, full bore, everything they could to get back. Zoran is pretty quick, maybe quicker than I thought he was. Yeah. Did everything in his life to fight and get back there. Didn't quite do it, almost got there, did this whole run, and then the look on his face after we got bailed out and that it was offside, he was like, oh, thank God.
He's wanting to like get more playing time, man. So you don't want to give those up.
Well, that's how you do it. Lung-busting 75-yard runs.
I like Basong, man. He's not the best player on the team, but he's a guy who I like, and he does bust ass, and he plays with passion. Remember him and Areola getting into it in the corner, which happened to be the same corner that Jake Davis celebrated in, and
that's what I was just about to say. I think this team has a lack of guys who want the business, but Basong is one of them. Basong wants the business.
Lack of guys who want the business.
Johnny got into the business last night.
He did?
The whole time he was on, my goodness. He was getting beat the snot out of, and he was fighting back.
He was receiving the business.
I missed
getting the business.
I missed some almost fights. I didn't see this. I was writing the recap. Please click on it.
Almost fights.
If you're within the sound of my voice, click on our recaps.
Yes.
Please.
Comment.
At least click. I'm not even asking for a comment. Flying too close to the sun there. I want clicks on our recaps. We assign someone to send them there to the game every time. Person sits there and writes a recap, but people don't really seem to care about recaps, is what I'm getting at.
You know how depressing it is to write the recap on a loss, and I have a really, really bad streak of losses. I think I have one win this year for a recap, because I'll take a lot of the ones that are on the road because I can't do the ones at home since I'm shooting usually.
Including ruining it for the Current today.
I know.
So Tuesday night, Thad, you're not doing the recap. Okay.
No, I will be shooting some indie people.
There you go.
I think I have. Oh. That's his favorite joke.
I would venture to say, when I've written recaps, in my experience, when I've written recaps, there have been comments. I don't know.
Times? How many recaps have you written?
I don't know if you're doing it wrong.
How many recaps have you written?
It's tough to say.
3?
More than that.
I'm
4.
Admittedly, I was a little annoyed.
That's more than 3.
Going into this game.
That is.
I have family in town. This team is bad. I didn't want to show up and just watch us get our ass beat, miss out on family time, but they rewarded me. It made it all worth it. 3-0. It was genuinely fun. I had a good time at the old ballpark last night.
So what turned the game? What was it? Was it the fact that Orlando didn't put their early chances away and we finally got into the rhythm of the match, or what turned the game?
I think the defense just warmed up into it, made some slight adjustment and figured out how to cover more space. And then we just scored some goals you don't always score.
I mean, they only had one shot on goal after the initial flurry. Actually, it was the only shot on goal. Sorry. We had a lot of good emergency defending that stopped shots on goal.
Yeah.
But,
they had moments like the offside that was called back. That doesn't count as a shot or anything like that. So they had moments, but it was pretty quiet there at the end.
Even you guys may be stunned by this, but I'm going to put it on Jake. Jake was working his tail off in there and reading the game well, pressing at the right times. And I think Jake Davis was the big factor, if not the biggest, in turning that game around.
JFD.
Yeah. We'll give Basong some credit, too, because while he's not the natural spot there, he was working his ass off, too.
Yeah.
And I think him and Jake kind of had a rapport because they're both guys who want that playing time, and they both have a little bit of bite, and they both have all that good stuff to it, and they have trained together in that spot for like all of a week.
Yeah.
So because I saw Basong training there last week, and I'm like, he's not going to be there for the game. I was wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure that game was utter domination for Sporting Kansas City. It was kind of 3 banger. Like we said, all the goals were exciting. All the goals were big. It was a defender goal, a left-footed shallowy goal, and an outside of the box screamer from Remy. You know, it's not that I don't think they did anything that amazing or we entirely dominated. It was just we scored 3 goals that we don't normally score.
And I think we wanted it more. And throw this out there, an excellent use of subs by Peter Vermees.
Yeah. Rosero at the half. Why did he do that one, Robert?
Well, I think Fontes just wanted some more athleticism on that back line.
Well, so then why did he start? Why?
Manage minutes before the Open Cup.
Yeah. It's got to be.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
one
it's a Saturday,
might have
Tuesday
thought-
thing.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
It's not even a Saturday, Wednesday thing. It's a Saturday, Tuesday thing.
And he ended up only getting 45 minutes out of him.
And Cody, I mean, we didn't have a playmaker in that midfield. I mean, Tommy does Tommy's things, but Fontes was the playmaker if we had anybody that first half. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you're hoping on line-breaking passes from Fontes on your back line, that's pretty rough.
So, I mean, for what it's worth, I think Sporting didn't dominate the game to get the lead. But if you look at the statistics, I mean, we got a red card in the 67th minute, give or take, right? Sure. And Orlando didn't do anything up a man. In fact, Sporting extended the lead, right? Orlando is a counterattacking team, and they were just inept on the counter yesterday. I mean, Sporting played it very well. So it wasn't an overtly dominant performance, but they looked really good.
Yeah, honestly, when Orlando was up a man, that was when they had the least amount of anything going forward.
Yeah.
They were almost entirely shut down with a man advantage.
I mean, if you want to look at stats, the shots were even at 13 each. Shots on goal, we were dominant, 6-1, obviously. But XG for them was 1.6, for us 1.3. So,
yeah, no, they didn't. Orlando did not play bad. They just didn't finish, and Sporting did. Sporting has been on the opposite end of this scenario how many times? They've been a man up, and they couldn't get a goal, and people would complain about it. It's not always easy to do unless you're just dramatically better because the other team plays harder. They compact. They put everybody behind the ball except for one guy maybe. They do all that. And last night, Sporting did that and shut them down and extended the lead. So it was well done.
Do I have an optimist here? Is this the beginning of another beautiful run? David? Is this the start of an undefeated streak? Are we making the playoffs? What's happening? Is this it? Are they doing it?
Is Thad doing any of the recaps?
I think I should have lots of volunteers to do road recaps.
We can arrange to make that never happen again.
We've got a chance as long as Thad stays out of it.
All right, if you want to look at the numbers, we're 7 behind Austin, who's sitting in the 9th spot. We've played 27 matches. Everybody around us has played 26 or 25, so you got that factor as well. So
still got a point lead on St. Louis.
And our schedule, every team we play here on out, I believe, is currently sitting in the playoff spot. So it's not going to be easy, but, can be done.
Yeah, Thad, 3 points. I looked at a point in that game, but Portland scored a stoppage time equalizer.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
3-1, then 4-4.
And they were a man down, too.
As a man down.
So
shout out Portland.
Because I was in the locker room and St. Louis was up 2-0, and I'm not going to name names, but somebody looked up at that like, I hate St. Louis. I don't want them to win. And it was not a player. But anyway, I got home and I looked at the score. I'm like, dang. So it was 4-4 and
12th draw for St. Louis.
Yeah.
Well, that's something to hang your hat on.
Watched some of the highlights last night and just pretty late. And yeah, I mean, Berkey came up and did really good Berkey things, but he still got beat.
So Thad, does this feel like the beginning of a turned corner or anything like that for Sporting?
Oh, man, that's a good question, and I know you want me to be committed.
Does it make you feel better about Tuesday?
No.
No extra confidence going into Tuesday?
I've been relatively confident they should beat Indy 11. I know Indy 11 has done well in the Open Cup. It's still a USL team who's not bad.
I am a little nervous about that game, I'm not going to lie. We're going to talk about that shortly. Not quite in the next segment, but we will get to the U.S. Open Cup game on Tuesday. We're going to take a quick break right now, and then we'll be back. All right. Headphones on. All headphones are on. I scrambled Thad there to get it on. Kayden Pierre, let's start right there for segment 2. It seems he's moving to Genk, Robert.
Came out of nowhere, huh?
And that's pretty much all we got. We have no other information except that it seems like it's going to happen. We don't know how much money.
It's been reported by Fabrizio Romano, who is generally speaking an authority. If he reports it, it is most likely going to happen.
And now Tom Bogert as well.
I don't know who that is. That's not fair. He has got a great mustache. I'm sorry, Tom Bogert.
Yeah.
Got to pass the medical, though.
He'll be fine.
I think so.
Be an optimist.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Oh.
He'll be fine.
There it is. I don't know. We were worried that he no longer had hamstrings at one point last year. But he does. I guess he's fit again. He just hasn't been making the roster every time.
There's probably been some work on the move, so that probably might play into it. I mean, for at least the last 2 games. I mean, it's not official, so he's still technically on Sporting's roster, and you're not going to play him and risk him getting hurt if you can sell him for a reasonable amount of dollars.
So what about you, Mr. Inside Info? Is this happening or not?
I'll say yes.
Okay. Have we seen the last of him in a Sporting jersey?
Yes.
Oh, well, that kind of makes me sad.
I know. I went over and said goodbye to him last night. He was in the locker room.
Really?
He was saying goodbyes to people.
Oh. Oh, yeah, he's gone.
See, Cody, you push hard enough. He'll give you the info you want.
He asked me specific questions. I gave him specific answers.
I had to flatter him a little bit.
So,
and then
Cody, do you know anything about Genk?
why don't you tell me a little bit about Genk?
Well, where are they located?
Belgium.
That is correct. Do you know the name of the league in which they play?
Oh, crap. The name of that league? No.
So it's the Jupiler Pro League.
Oh.
Of course it is.
Yeah, and I knew that. I'm actually
what is
pretty
Jupiler?
Decent at all the league names.
It's the sponsor of the Belgian Pro League.
For all the years that I did the
I thought it was a song by Train.
Yanks Abroad.
I don't know what Train is. I know what trains are, but I don't know who Train is.
Well,
That's
that was
a
Drops of Jupiter. I'm sorry.
genre of. It's not Jupiter Pro League. Jupiler.
I know.
Right.
And
Last week with Carrie, we had a Chapel Roan reference, and now Robert comes on the show. We're going Train. I wanted to get younger.
not my music. Not my music. So Genk
Was that younger or older?
Chapel Roan is younger.
Train.
Oh, Train is older. Is
Come
it
on,
not?
Cody. Train is your time period.
Oh, it is?
No,
Come on.
no. It's really not.
Okay, maybe I don't know who Train is.
Train
then.
was not making music for people like me and Cody. They were making music for people like you.
Okay, I'm just going to have to admit that I don't know who Train is then.
Okay.
Drops of Jupiter. There's some station in this building that will be
Drive-by?
playing that music.
I know, and I thought it was 101 The Fox, classic rock, not 95.7 The
All
Vibe,
right.
which is pop.
I'll look this up for everybody.
It was
David,
it was
do your
music
thing.
for
Right.
like.
Jupiler,
Sorry to derail things.
Jupiler is a beer.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Since you wouldn't answer my question over there with the computer.
Well, I'm
League
doing
sponsored
other
by
things.
a beer. Okay.
I'm sporkling. Genk is they qualify for European
they're-
playoffs. They're
always 1 or 2 or 3, maybe
they're
not ever 1, but
no, but they're like a consistently
Yeah.
in the Europa League or the
Yeah.
Conference League. So they're not a bad team.
he'll get a lot of European experience
Yeah.
if he's playing.
Genk currently has one right back on the roster, Zachariah El Owadi.
They now have 2.
Well, now they have two. Well,
Kudos for going for it on that name.
Zachariah El Owadi. Here's the thing though. So he's 22-year-old Moroccan youth international. He is rumored to be going to Benfica, I think, on a 10 million euro deal. So there is a very real chance
That's why they need him. That's
that
why they need
KP maybe. And I don't know how Genk plays. I can't speak to whether it's they play 3 center backs or not. According to Transfer Market, they have a ton of center backs and no right backs. So
Interesting.
I think this is a good move for him. I don't know what the transfer fee looks like for Sporting, but Kayden was a homegrown. We didn't pay anything to get him. And so any outgoing fee is all profit for us, which is good. And, we've talked a lot about how we either need to be buying young players and flipping them for more, or we need to be developing homegrowns and selling them. And, even if it's to lower leagues, that's great. But whenever you can flip, a homegrown for a 7-figure transfer fee, which I'm just going to speculate, that's money that can be pumped back into the club for development, hopefully into the academy or into buying another player or something.
Well, before David speculated there, I was actually going to ask Thad of a number that made sense. Is it feasible that Kayden Pierre is attracting $1 million plus a 7-figure transfer fee? What is he on transfer market, David?
800,000. That was quick.
That was good.
Fast.
I know. I've heard that about you.
Jesus Christ.
You talked about closing speed so you could get Robert. That was what I was referring to. Don't go dirty.
Oh, my God.
The fact my name was even mentioned in that sentence makes me worry.
I quit.
Yes. $1 million or more. I would say yes.
Okay.
I'm hopeful of higher, but I think it'll be higher.
And that money is not TAM. It's not jam. It can be used in any way the team sees fit, including just putting it in the pockets of the owners.
The rules have changed often enough that I don't want to sound committed, but yes, it could be used for like players. I know there used to be like a percentage that could be used for players, but I think all of that can be. Again, the rules change often enough. If I'm not reading them, I don't want to quote them.
Better cover bands in the members club afterwards. There you go.
Train cover bands.
Hey, 2002 Drops of Jupiter. There you go.
Right, but even in 2002,
Drops of Jupiter for me.
Even in 2002, Train was making music for like men in their 30s and 40s.
They're very Beatles influenced.
I was like 11.
Nope, they are so much worse than the Beatles.
Well, yes,
they're
Beatle influenced.
But Cody and I are young enough.
I was like 11 years old for that. Somebody hum this song for me, but
We're
under
not
6
gonna be
seconds.
humming
No, this is
songs.
bad radio. This is bad for the pod. Don't do this.
Yeah, let's not get a copyright strike on a bad song.
I think my point was correct though about Train being older. Chapel Roan is more current. That's a younger reference
Right. Well, of
we
course.
needed to hit.
All right, so the question here, guys, is Jake Davis the right back of the future? Is it Kyrie Shelton? Is it Natty Clark?
Kyrie last night.
Yeah.
Kyrie had legitimately kind of a good game.
Did you see some foot skills he showed? A couple
Dude,
times.
he was dancing in between defenders. I don't know where that came from.
Confidence, man.
did.
Maybe that's all it takes is confidence.
Well, why did he get it? Where did that come from?
Because he's been playing decent defensively.
Why
he's
does
not
no
been
one
the
else
best
on the
defender.
team have confidence then?
Because everybody else was not playing
They're all
better.
listening to Train, apparently.
Maybe Kyrie was playing better than he was playing before, so it gave him confidence. I don't know.
Okay.
Again, it could be who he's going against last night, too. I don't really know. I wasn't paying that close attention. But I thought he had a good game. But he's had some good games at right back. Has he been stellar? No. But, we could say that about Jake, too, when he was playing. He's had really good games at right back. But has he been the best right back in the league? No. Is he a very good MLS right back? That I would say good MLS right back. Because I know Robert will argue with me if I say very good.
You're right.
Okay,
You know me so well.
How about this? Going into the offseason, they're going to start rebuilding. This offseason is when they should start spending some money. If they don't bring in another right back, are you confident with Jake Davis and Kyrie Shelton at right back next season? Robert says no on radio, shaking his head no. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Oh, you were looking at that.
I know.
It's just, does that mean we have to pay Kyrie Shelton $750,000 to play right back for the next couple of years?
Oh, God.
That's my concern right there.
Where's he at on the contract? Because there's so many guys.
He's one of them that's out of it, I believe, right?
That's on options. They could option. So if they have the chance to do the option on him to keep him next year, I would say no. Again, love Kyrie, great guy, been doing way better at right back than anybody would have expected.
Unless he wants to thank the club for the support they've given him over the recent years and pull a Roger
and step down at the right time.
or do a Roger Espinoza and play another season for $86,000 after making 10 times that the year before.
So expiring on December 31st of 2024 per Capology, Eric Tommy, Johnny Russell, Remy Voltaire, Tim Melia, Willie Agata, Andreu Fontes, Robert Volader, Logan Ndembe, Jake Davis, Robert Castellanos, Zoran Basong, Kayden Pierre, who irrelevant now, Memo Rodriguez, Ryan Shiwi? Is that the Shayway? Well, I tried. It's a fine.
If you read
Afrifa, Flores, and Rendov. And it looks like Kyrie expires at the end of next year. Now, some of those might have options and whatnot, but this is per Capology.
I didn't know that Davis was accurate because he got re-signed, right?
Yeah, Davis got re-signed this year.
Again, per capology.com/club/sporting-KC/salaries/2024. If you want to check it, that's where I got it from.
Good man.
David, did you see the Galaxy hit 10 million attendance in the history of their club yesterday?
I saw that they tweeted that. I don't know how accurate that is.
Oh, you think they're lying?
Yes.
Thad, are they lying about that?
No.
I don't think they are, because I asked Mike, and Mike put us at all competitions at like 7.8 million.
Mm-hmm.
You also got to figure the
So
Rose Bowl games they played.
Yeah. You don't think
over the
LA
years.
has got 2.2 million extra in 26 years, however many years this league's been playing?
No. I don't have to justify it. I'm just shitting on them.
They played in huge stadiums. They've played a lot of playoffs and all these other things. And they have a lot of people that show up and only sit around for a half hour and leave. So
have they made the playoffs more than Sporting?
Yes.
You're on the computer. Find that out for us, David. Because
okay.
For a long time in my head, the Galaxy finished 7th place. Like the last spot out of the playoffs is where the Galaxy were finishing for
They had
years.
a few years.
Yeah, but they also have
Funny how memories work, because I remember them winning multiple MLS Cups.
Yeah,
so,
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but
it wasn't
we're
that
talking-
long ago.
Like 2015 to 2020, did they do anything?
Not much.
So 2016 to 2020 was not great for them.
Ooh, wow, I nailed that time frame.
Yeah.
But 2013 to 2016, they were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And the playoff statistics are going to be
That's a really hard one to find quickly.
Call Mike.
Mike just has that off the top of his head.
And if
I'm
you want to
sure.
go back further, 96 through 2000 were pretty good for the Galaxy as well. So
We were good there. I think 2000 was a pretty good year for
it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Galaxy has went in different streaks, but I mean they have consistently, they have historically been a good team. They've had their bad runs. Like all good teams have bad runs.
They got Marco Royce. Got his first goal last night.
Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Marco?
Yes. That was what I was questioning.
Drew has yet to score.
I'm sorry. How have
Really
you been
FC?
saying Royce his whole career? Reus?
No. I don't know. Maybe this exact same way that you are just sounded funny.
Royce. I think. I don't know. I'm just mimicking other people, honestly. It's really how I live my life.
How do you pronounce Shaqiri's first name?
Genadan.
Is that singer from South America?
No, that's Shakira.
Still better than Train.
Did I get that? Is that pretty close?
No.
Genadan's Shaqiri?
No.
I got the "je" right, didn't I? That
I
part's
mean,
right.
Nate Buchaty called him Jordan.
I'm not going to make any comments.
We'll be right back.
We love Nate.
All right. Switching gears. That apparently there's only a finite amount of Kansas City soccer magic. And at any moment, the two teams have to divide it up. Current have been dominating that. They've had the magic all year. This weekend, Sporting Kansas City took all of it at the expense of the Current. 4-1 in D.C. at the hands of the Washington Spirit.
Well, Cody's because you did the recap for Sporting. He did it for Current.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take the blame. No, it actually happened earlier this year too, because they lost to Orlando in the last league's match. They now lost to Washington in this league's match. So they're actually 0-2 in their last 2 league matches.
That is true. I didn't even think about that.
And outscored by a lot.
To be fair, it's against. Those are the next 2 best teams.
Yeah,
they're all the top 3 teams. Yeah,
they are. And I mean, that doesn't mean that the Current are out of it by any means. They went up against a team that they took their chances, they scored. Current had chances, they didn't score. It may, like, you can look at the game and say, oh, they were terrible, but again, it's one of those games that if just one goal goes the other way, and all of a sudden it's a completely different game. So I wouldn't worry too much, but I think it was just evidence that yes, a team can pick apart their back line, which they had problems with early in the year. And now they've had problems with against the top 2 teams. So they'll have to make that better at some point. And I think like Claire Hutton, who I've pretty much raved about all year, didn't have a great game. Stina didn't have a great game. So Claire is on her way right now to Colombia to be in the U20 Women's World Cup. So maybe, I don't know, maybe she's looking ahead. I don't want to put that on her because I think she's been so stellar all year.
Columbia, Missouri, or Colombia?
That one.
Okay.
But, I mean, the Spirit pressed really well early in the game especially. More or less double-teaming Chawinga all match, not just when she got the ball, but, like, constantly throughout the match. Yeah. So something we just didn't adjust to, both of those things.
The thing is, like, as good as Dabinia is and Michelle Cooper and Vanessa DiBernardo, if you can keep Temois constrained, that takes 90% of their offense right now without Bia out there. So hopefully, Bia's should be coming back to practice in another week or so. So give her another couple of weeks after that to get in games probably.
Robert, you're so right about this is a team that did well to deal with Temois Chawinga, and she still got a goal.
Exactly.
She's just always gonna get loose on one of those plays.
Number 13, 14, something like that.
Yeah, 13 had in the lead for the Golden Boot. Although I mean the other teams are still playing, so that it's good for her. I want to say it was 6th or 7th straight game, and that's also a record.
I think it said 7th straight game with a goal. I think that's what I saw.
Or tied for a record. So she is amazing.
But let's admit it though, with the way the Current have been going, it's a little disturbing to see them in 3rd place. It's like that just doesn't seem right,
I know, especially we just won a trophy, and now Thad's over here saying they've lost 2 games in a row. I don't know. That doesn't seem right.
League games. Yeah. I mean, they beat up on some bad Liga MX feminine teams.
An African team.
Some mediocre NWSL teams, South African team, and the team that they struggle. I won't say struggle, but the team that was the tightest was Atletico Madrid. Feminine or whatever however they phrase it, and they beat them 1-0. But Madrid is in preseason, so and KC just sold one of their players to Atletico Madrid.
So we're not worried about the Current and these 2 straight league game slip-ups.
I wouldn't worry yet. I mean, if they next week they go to North Carolina, play the Courage. On the road. This was always going to be the tough part of the season because they had to go on the road. They'll have to go on the road to play Orlando. They had to go on the road to play at Washington. They have to go on the road to play North Carolina. So it's always been figured that it would be the tough part of the season.
Carrie told us last week. Shout out to Carrie, by the way. If you didn't listen to that, new voice on the show, she did very good. She warned us that this would be a legit game. The Spirit were on a run. Okay. Final thoughts on that? Anything else?
I would just say that I think that the window for NWSL closes on the 30th.
Okay.
So they still have a chance to make another move incoming. I don't think it'd be like a big splash thing, but
an incoming move. What about an outgoing move?
Could happen.
You're not going to divulge anything?
I have nothing to divulge.
Okay. Let's move on to Indy 11. David, how excited are you for a semifinal game?
The most excited. One would say tingly.
Are you going?
Is that sarcasm? Are you mocking me?
I'm not.
You are very excited.
It's
a semifinal. It's the Open Cup, baby.
I'm trying to be fat. I'm
Let's
trying
go.
to give you fat energy. I'm excited.
The boys are in a semifinal this week
And
against
are you gonna be there?
lower level team.
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
All
I
right.
will not be there. I will be watching at home from the comfort of my couch. No, this is awesome because this is the best chance we have to salvage what has been a pretty mediocre season. We should beat Indy 11. And that
I'm
gets us
nervous.
into a final. And in one game final, in a one game situation, this sporting team is good enough to play with anybody.
Yeah.
And if certain things fall the right way, it could get Sporting into the Champions League, even if we lost the final.
Right.
But it would be cool to see a trophy.
Yeah,
sure
so
would be
there's
nice. It's been, 7 years?
I think you'll see a trophy being presented in LA.
So you're calling for LAFC to beat Seattle, clearly.
Yes.
Okay.
And somebody will be winning the trophy when LA hosts.
Right.
Okay. Well,
Thanks, Thad.
Hey, we went to Philly in 2015 and
I don't
pulled it
like to
out,
work
so
that
we can
hard
do
on the
this.
Philly was good. LA is better.
Well,
yes.
yeah, of course.
And we don't have Jordi Cantilla.
September 25th would be the final, but let's not look past Tuesday night.
We do have Jake Davis, though. Who would you take, Jake Davis or Jordi Cantilla?
Jake Davis.
Jeez.
Me too.
Jordi Cantilla.
Just because you like the name better.
No, here's why. So last year.
It's a Cody Hall of Fame.
No,
name.
hold on. Last year, I believe it was, we went to PKs against the Earthquakes, right, in the playoffs, and Jake did not go. Jake Davis did not shoot, and
That was last year.
yes, and I asked him. I was like, "Do you know where you were gonna go?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was gonna go like 7th." And I was like, "No. Do you know where you were gonna shoot?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna tell you that." Jordi Cantilla had the chutzpah to just be like, I'm going right down the middle and you're not going to stop it. If only for that one game. He was not a great player.
And you didn't even tell the biggest part of that, the chutzpah to go right down the middle. But the chutzpah to go right down the middle after you weren't even selected to kick, to go replace a guy who was supposed to kick
Right.
and say, Jake, I go. and then get up there and chutzpah it down the middle.
It is. I don't think it should be a secret for anybody. I'm a huge Jake Davis fan. But he has never once scored the winning PK in an Open Cup final. And therefore I picked Jordy.
I was there for that, by the way, in Philadelphia.
Nice, Cody. Nice.
I was not, but I won 2 scarves.
I rubbed Benny's head when he ran into the crowd after that.
And you haven't washed your hands since.
And yeah, really gross hands.
Does
these days.
Benny know that?
Yes, I have told him that.
And how did he react?
I don't know. I think he thinks I'm weird for how much of a fan I am of him.
And, where is our shout out to Benny?
Shout out to Benny Fellhaber, the latest inductee to the Sporting KC Legends.
Well deserved.
Where does he rank in the list of sporting legends?
Ooh, that's a good one that you should have thought of before we started recording.
Well, if I had a rundown to put it in.
Well, when you come into a season and that team ends up winning MLS Cup because of your major contributions, I think that ranks up pretty high by itself.
Let's do this. Okay. So the inaugural class of Sporting Legends was Preki, Tony Miola, Bob Gansler. Benny is clearly ahead of Bob Gansler.
Well, how about this? I think this is a good discussion.
Wait a minute, you can't come. That's not apples to apples. Come on.
They are all Sporting Legends. Therefore,
Let's just compare players to players.
Yes, players to
no,
players.
these are
please.
Sporting Legends.
Now, how about this? There are 5 spots left on the wall as it stands now. And I think there are 3 names that we would be waiting on to go on that wall still.
Right.
Graham Smith.
Espinoza.
Zusi,
Hyphenated.
Biesler, Espinoza. But then after that, I think we're going to have 2 blank spots for a long time. Maybe Tim, but then
Thad Bell.
I think like looking at the wall, it's like, oh man, they're going to have to expand that very soon. But
Johnny.
I don't know. I think we're going to have 1 spot on that wall for a long time. And yes, maybe Johnny.
I said
Maybe.
Johnny,
Why?
and Robert shook his
Maybe.
head no.
Yeah, I know.
He hasn't won
Robert
any
didn't like-
titles.
Yeah, we're gonna have to win this Open
the
Cup.
Open Cup 2017? No.
I don't even think he was there for that,
Okay.
was he?
So
We're gonna have to win this Open Cup if Johnny wants to get on the wall. Can you get on the wall for vibes? Like for just being a vibes guy?
Jimmy Conrad.
The one that everybody loves.
Jimmy Conrad, good point.
Okay,
Yeah, but also won a trophy.
is Johnny
2004
Russell
Should have
Cup.
won another one.
Yep.
is Johnny Russell worse than Chris Klein?
Okay. Good point.
He wanted
I was
so
gonna
bad
say
to be like,
something,
you
but I was like,
idiot.
nope, that's a good
I mean,
point.
like Chris
Wait,
Klein
you
has
got me.
trophies, but like,
He
is
does.
Chris Klein a better player than Johnny Russell's been?
See, this is the point I've been yelling about. As the league continues to get better, as our team continues to get better, everyone on the field is going to be better than Chris Klein was at a certain point, right?
He was a good player for that time period.
And Josh Wolf is who I should have picked on. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, Mo Johnston, very good for the era. Is Mo Johnston better than Johnny Russell?
No.
Like, were his contributions to the club
Mo Johnson's
better?
up there because of blood. That's why Mo Johnson is up
sure.
there.
He bled for
Sure.
the club.
But so that's what I'm asking. Can Johnny get there on vibes and almost fights and
Probably.
beards?
Okay,
and-
probably.
Isn't Johnny second in the all-time scoring list for Sporting?
Yeah, actually. I think he is because he's chasing
Preki.
He's somewhere up there.
He's not ever going to get it, but...
No, but I mean, like that kind of statistic is what makes somebody a legend.
Okay,
Longevity
so-
at the club, on-field contributions. He's the second all-time leading scorer, and the team has not won a trophy with Johnny, and that will probably be a forever disappointment to Johnny. But
Yeah.
And
Johnny's
us.
also been here when the team has been exceptionally competitive. Mm-hmm. Not the last 2 years,
And
but, like,
exceptionally bad.
yeah.
That's
But-
another reason Johnny should be on the wall then.
For carrying us in our darkest days.
And speaking the truth in those darkest days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. I think we've filled out the next 5 on that wall.
About
I thought
20.
it was going to be able to stand like that for a long time. But so, I mean, Johnny's still going.
Who's the 5?
So, Zusi, Beasler, Espinoza, Tim Melia, Johnny Russell.
Is there anybody else out there?
Am I missing anyone?
Shallowy,
Well, he's going to be playing much longer.
and he's behind Johnny Russell on the all-time goals list.
Yeah,
but not
Daniel's,
by a ton.
Daniel's got a ways to go. Or vibes. There needs to be a vibes section of the Legends wall for him to get in there.
Thad, are you implying there's someone we've forgotten?
I'm just trying to think, man.
He doesn't want me to be right or to make any sense. So he's like, Cody's got to be wrong.
No,
There's got to be a name out there he's forgetting.
It's sometimes, and I mean, I do it, is that it's very easy to go boom, 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 boom. And then like, there's somebody else that I should have said or I should have thought about.
I was actually contemplating this days prior. I'm not coming up with all this and
Okay,
off the top of my head.
hold on. Well, so
Sanovic, Opara.
No.
here's the deep cut.
Ike not long enough. Seth was amazing, but
Are there people,
I'm just throwing out thoughts.
since we're talking about vibes, are there not players who are not worthy of like the statue, the being up on the wall, but
Just
are worthy
for vibes?
But are
Are we
worthy
going to
of
get
being
into stained
remembered?
glass as well here?
The Ilya Sanchez stained glass. Justice for my boy Ilya.
Oh, yeah, see that I forgot about Ilya. So there's the stained glass section. We weren't even considering the stained glass section. I forgot about that.
Ilya won a title.
Or is he the only? Is Ilya the only stained glass section?
oh, so wait, there was another guy that you weren't thinking about. Okay, I was right.
Well, no, I don't think Ilya is a legend, but we need to
First of all,
memorialize him in some way.
yeah, exactly. He's a legend where it matters, right here in my heart.
He's the Hall of Very Good.
Who's gone on to bigger and brighter things? Let's just say it.
Yeah, that hurt watching him score a winning penalty for MLS Cup.
Anyway, congratulations to Benny Feilhaber, a very well-deserved sporting legend.
Excellent. Excellent.
Friend of the pod, listener of the pod.
Yep, and I actually talked to him a couple days ago, so I got to finish an article to hopefully put out tonight or tomorrow.
Hey, his
Got
legend
close?
may not be over either if we have our dream situation, scenario.
And I believe the dream scenario you're referring to is you would like him to eventually coach Sporting Kansas City. And I think for the first time, he said that out loud, unequivocally, I want to be the head coach of Sporting Kansas City eventually. And I'm not sure he's ever actually said that, but he did this past week.
Yeah.
With Sperry, I think it was. Or maybe not Sperry. Sorry if I got that wrong.
He said it for somebody.
Yeah.
But I know he's very come close to saying it if he didn't exactly say it before. So, I mean, it wasn't a secret that he wanted to.
Beginning of the season when I interviewed him, he came very close to saying it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's just more bold about it now because, maybe by next year he'll be ready
Less
to
people.
It could happen.
Now that the club has addressed the Vermees out and fire Vermees things, it's less of a rallying cry. And if you put out a quote that says, "I would like to be the head coach of this team," when everyone is trying to fire the manager, then that would be news. So he feels more comfortable saying it now.
What was the artifact that Benny donated? Was it the mullet?
I don't think they scalped him for it. No.
Yeah, when we interviewed Benny about this, Thad asked him about it. He didn't even really know that he needed to come up with one.
Yeah, he I did actually ask him this week what it was, and he's like, he goes, all my important jerseys are framed and this and that, and he goes, I did pull out I think it was a ball from the Confederations Cup.
Nice.
And then somebody found a jersey of his from the 2015 season, and so that's supposed to be in the pylon that they put up for that.
That was in the plaza last night. Yeah.
I saw that, yeah.
So it was there, and they're going to move it somewhere, and it's kind of funny. I just actually, because I was asking about it last night where it was at, and they were like, well, we're not sure where it's going to be. You can go find it if you want to take a picture of it now. I'm like, not now. I'll try to do it on Tuesday. I literally just got an email saying where it'll be on Tuesday so I can go take a picture of it.
I understand logistically getting some of these artifacts can be quite challenging, but I'm looking at the list of what everybody gave. Bob Gansler, the coaching polo he wore in 2000 MLS Cup. Tony Miola, game-worn gloves. Preki, game-worn cleats. Jimmy Conrad, cleats and an autographed ball from the 2006 World Cup. Vermees, U.S. national team jersey from 1989.
Yeah, these are all boring.
Hold on. We're getting to the lamest one. I'm building to it, Cody. It's a rhetorical device. Chris Klein, game-worn jersey from the 2000 MLS Cup. Kerry Zavagnin, 5 cup medals. Mo Johnson, championship ring. Josh Wolf, national team jersey from 2006. Lamar Hunt, founder of the club, billionaire. We got a photo of him celebrating the 2004 U.S. Open Cup.
What did you want? His game-worn cleats?
The best we could do for an artifact was a photo of him.
Was he still alive when we put him in there? Well, then okay. Then we're not blaming him for not putting something in there if he wasn't alive when he was inducted into it.
Sure I can.
Well, it just
show
goes,
me the rule.
It's unwritten that it's what's in there, though. It's just the soul of Lamar.
Okay.
Yeah, those are all boring.
That's
a
not
haunting.
That's not
That's
Columbus
what pictures
or
do.
Dallas.
They take your soul. So there you go.
We need Benny to put in his Jurgen Klinsmann jersey that he wore that one time.
Yeah, but that'd be giving too much to Jurgen.
To this day, one of the best parts about following this club was seeing Benny show up on kit day in like the children's medium Jurgen Klinsmann kit.
And the Benny Feilhaber show, of course.
Yep.
Love Benny Feilhaber. My favorite player to ever wear the Sporting Kansas City or Kansas City Wizards jersey. I'm thankful he's still around. Hope we get to see more of him.
I wish we could have put Sal Zizzo in as his artifact. It was a highlight of Benny's time here.
A shirt with that logo on it is what his artifact should be.
I have that T-shirt.
Somebody was wearing that T-shirt that was out there with him last night.
Really? Okay.
I have no idea who most of those people were, but somebody was wearing that shirt.
There's a fan in our section wearing it too.
Do you know what the lining of the Legends jackets normally look like?
No.
Because Benny's had a Sporting logo. I'm talking about the inner lining was white and had a Sporting logo and a U.S. Open Cup logo.
Really?
Like repeating all throughout the lining.
Oh.
And I was just wondering if that is just standard. They all do that.
No, I doubt it, because, I mean, others wouldn't necessarily have the,
Yeah, the Open Cup.
Yeah, or U.S. logo or...
Yeah, okay. I should have asked him about it when we were talking to him.
At one point, Sporting did most of their suit. Like Peter was getting his suits from a tailor in Prairie Village.
Well, at one point it was Aurelian Cullen.
Well,
was
Colin
doing it for
partnered
all of
with
them.
the guy, and I can't remember the name of the company, and I feel bad, but also they're not paying us, so I'm not plugging them for free. But my guess would be that Sporting contracts the custom jackets to them, and like it's big in like the NBA is when you get drafted, you put like your college jersey on the inside lining or whatever.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. That's what I mean. I should have asked Benny. I wonder if he had a say in it. Okay, boys. I think we've covered most of it for the weekend. Big game on Tuesday. Quick turnaround. So I hope everybody listened to this before Tuesday. We should maybe try a remote one later in the week so we can celebrate the win on Tuesday. If schedule allows it. I have family in town. That'll be tough.
Wait. Tuesday night, Shades of Blue After Dark?
Maybe.
Do a brown liquor special?
If they win.
Or like a champagne special?
Yeah, I might be down for that.
I'm not sure. I have a photo shoot at 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning.
It's fine. I'll get drunk without you.
Only your camera needs to be awake. Not you.
How about this? One aspect of that conversation, the Champions League conversation that I didn't hear anyone on this show mention was the idea that maybe we don't want to qualify for the Champions League because that might in some way bail out the faults of this season or something like that. I don't know. Where do you stand with that, Robert? That was the conversation was going on our Slack. I disagree with those that were saying it, but.
Well, I don't think that ownership is going to make any moves anyway because they're going to give 3 windows to Peter and
and
Burns.
Mr. Burns.
So
I don't think that if they win this semifinal game and qualify for the Champions League, they'll be like, oh, you know what? Never mind on the rebuild that we were just talking about. I don't see that changing anything.
I mean, in European football, they always talk about how the Champions League is a selling point when you're recruiting players, right? Like you always want to have
it's not
high
the case
level.
here.
I mean, it's not the case.
Well, it's not that it's a selling point. It's if you qualify for the Champions League, that's where the best players in the world, like there's a certain caliber of players that only want to play in the Champions League. And if your team's not on that in that club, they won't go there.
Right.
So if you're talking to a guy in Europe, maybe a medium name in Europe, maybe a lower name in Europe, and you mention the Champions League, don't you have to clarify it's the CONCACAF Champions League before you go any further?
We're saying it wrong. It's
Champions
not
Cup.
the league anymore.
Yes, Champions Cup.
An absolutely horrible, unnecessary change. Egregious. I hate FIFA for making that change. I'm always going to call it the CONCACAF Champions League.
Wasn't it CONCACAF who made the change? I don't think FIFA had anything to do with it.
CONCACAF is a subsidiary of FIFA.
I also really liked
all
the
evil.
old format with the group stage where we were playing a team from like Trinidad and Tobago one match and then playing like a team from Mexico, and like that was fun.
Does anyone know the logic? Anyone out there that can hear me? Why would they make this change to CONCACAF Champions Cup? I do not understand it. Someone explain it to me.
Money.
Make it make sense.
Money.
How? How does calling it Cup give them any more money?
Money.
See? That's what I'm saying. Erroneous. An absolutely ridiculous change. Bothers me to no end, and I need more information on it.
I have a trivia question.
Yes.
It's a sporting trivia question. Do not look. Get off the computer, David.
I can see behind you in the window. I can see the reflection in the window.
Who is the best shooter on Sporting KC for goals? Don't
Define-
look.
define-
Stop it.
like shots on goal,
percentage of shots on goal.
Define shooter. Best shooter. Define best
Best,
shooter. Because the answer
best
is Willie
goals
Agata.
per shot.
Oh, not Willie Agata.
This is not all time because it was Christian
This year.
Nemeth
This
at
year.
one point.
This year.
Jake Davis.
Jake Davis.
Nope.
Remy Voltaire.
Remy Voltaire.
Nice. And he's shooting from like 35 yards out every time.
Only
has-
bangers.
He
Only
has-
bangers.
He has 6 shots. He has 3 shots on target. He has 3 goals.
Only bangers.
Make him count.
So every shot on target was a goal. Half of his shots are goals.
Remy.
I'm like, shoot more, dude. He actually told us this last night, and he goes, yeah, it was my 3rd goal. He goes, I think it was only my 4th shot. How many on goal? He goes, 3. I said, keep shooting, man. Keep shooting.
Sporting.
The other side don't seem so tough, and 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.